Hey there, guys, gals, non-binary pals. It's me, your host with the most, Dr. John Wolfenstein, and apparently I need to log into the TikTokies.
Tickety-tockety.
Tickety-tock, tickety-tock, tickety-tock. Welcome to the operating room. Population U.
I don't have enough alcohol to deal with this.
Hey, dude, come on over.
I was gonna say that sounds a
Population,
lot like
your
a
mama.
personal problem.
Actually, speaking of alcohol, I'm gonna go get a beer. I'll be back.
God,
Drink one for me.
Giotto Matteo.
Like that too. Have one for me too.
Make the party
Everyone's going to be having David drink beers for them. David's going to be wasted by the time the stream actually starts.
I mean, you never know.
The stream's already started though.
Yep,
We're live. He just has to sign into TikTok to be extra live.
yep, and I'm gonna do that here in just a second. Let's try this one more.
Fuck.
Blaze does have
Was coming back to shocking yourself with a car battery too shocking? Back to shocking yourself with a car battery too shocking? Was that
No, all I heard was gives me sore nipples.
It does.
we're talking about shocking people with car batteries and the clamps.
Clamps
Michael-
alone, you can like shred skin.
Right? Stop telling me things I can't forget.
Why? You're literally my confidant. You literally know just about everything except when I forget
Yeah.
to tell you.
You know. And that's fine, but
No, no, it's not. No,
there are
it's
some
not.
things God was never meant to make.
ah. Well,
It's okay. Ivy and Mason are my other two, and Ivy's just mad about it because she doesn't do all that icky, sticky, nicky.
No, it's because you started talking about the icky, sticky, nicky with my best friend.
Icky sticky nicky.
That's 7 flavors of your fault.
How?
She literally introduced
She
us and encouraged
introduced
us
them.
to talk to each other outside of just D&D.
All right, first of all, I introduced you guys 5 years before I told you to talk to each other. And I put up with her crush for 5 fucking years. And I just couldn't
Good job.
hold it in anymore because it was annoying.
So what you're saying?
And again, I refer you.
Encouraged it.
I refer
I
you
didn't
to the.
encourage it. That's the whole thing. I was like, he's my brother. That's my baby brother. I changed his diapers. That is my baby brother.
I still fail to see how this is her fault when the topics that you discuss are entirely your choice.
Except the fact that her confidant is the one I'm talking to about
Yeah,
everything.
well, I get it from both sides.
And yeah,
It's not just him. It's both sides.
Mhm.
That's what she said. In this case, no.
Now, while we are thoroughly demonetized, hello,
Oh,
guys,
God.
gals, non-binary pals. It's me, your host with the most, Dr. John Wolfenstein. Welcome to the operating room. I am, of course, your lead physician, Dr. John Wolfenstein. And of course, here with me are my lovely Frankenstein experiments. We are playing some D&D today, and we are back.
Hold up a moment.
Yes.
Since when the fuck am I one of your Frankensteins? I'm your Igor.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
he's got a point.
Can I be your sidekick?
That's what
Isn't
Igor
that
is.
Igor?
First of all, Igor is a henchman, and he's got the humps. So
Yeah,
but
he does.
Frankenstein doesn't really have a psyche.
Dr. Frankenstein was the evil guy. You want to be the monster. Yeah.
Tell you what, Emil, you can be my sidekick.
The one fall apart.
And we should all open up a restaurant next to Chick-fil-A and call it Side Chicks. And it's only open on Sundays.
You know how many people have said that?
Still hilarious.
Still, nobody's done it.
Mm-hmm.
True.
But, welcome back, guys and gals and non-binary pals. Thank you for joining us back on the high seas of Vodari. And also, to those of you beautiful people who are watching on TikTok, Whether it goes away or not, and I highly doubt it is, but whether or not it does, I stream every Wednesday when my health allows at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I will stream Seas of Vodari until we end the campaign sometime in the year 2028. Or earlier, depending on if this group of crackheads decides to get themselves killed or not.
I was about to say, if you were to say if we are shit together, that's not going to happen.
But, you know. I do apologize for my lack of streaming. I had, like, super bronchitis or something. My doctor did confirm it is not pneumonia. But...
That and the holidays are shit for everybody. So.
Yeah, there's that. But I do hope that everybody had great holiday season, and I hope you got to spend it with the people who you matter to and who matter to you. But,
unless you're in Canada, in which case we just hope you drove safe.
That's true. Driving safe is important.
And if you're in LA, just, don't get caught on fire.
Though I hope you vote for a better mayor. I do hope that. But
the Canadians vote for a new prime minister.
The Canadians hope for the West Coast. They want to make us at the 11th territory and call us Cascadia.
I mean, they can want a lot of things, but it's just Canada.
Yeah.
And yes, I say it like that on purpose.
Or in other
Because
words,
it's America, American, Canada,
North
Canadian, Canada.
As long as Trump doesn't actively continue to try making Canada part of the U.S., I'm all right.
I thought he was trying to make Greenland part of the U.S.
I mean, Greenland doesn't want to be a Danish territory, so it's like, hey, who wants me? And we're the only ones going, yeah, why not?
Hi, welcome to America. We'll put our fingers in any pie.
Wait, hold up.
You best believe it. But all of that ugly stuff aside, it's time for the beautiful high sea stuff, and I actually have the Hymn of the High Seas.
That's beautiful stuff.
So, when last we
That was
left
like
off,
a 2. You can be so much better.
I've said that to people. But our crew of the Vessie's Mercy has set sail from Zoleni, having successfully saved it, and having acquired new crew members. New crew members in the forms of Scram, the Selkie who didn't know that they were a Selkie.
I am?
Yes, I
And
will teach you our ways.
Still has a seal, just with a fish as the picture. I love it.
I haven't finished drawing it yet.
It's still
I've
funny.
been busy.
You've had how long?
Okay, why don't you draw it, mister? You have an AI picture for yours instead.
Yes. And
Yeah, your point.
Do you want me to draw it?
No, I big.
no, I big, he says in the smallest voice he can come up with. I like it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's still that, and it's adorable because the seal's looking at all of us like, "What you looking at, Willis?"
When
It's like, yeah, it's my fish. So what?
And the way their one eye is closed just slightly, I can just see them from Boston.
Well, it also looks like it's The Rock doing his infamous eyebrow. Like, what you looking at?
Not infamous.
It's infamous.
It's infamous.
But also,
who the fuck put Skull's dad over the fucking Kraken?
Somebody finally noticed.
wow.
I put that up there 4 weeks ago. I put that up there before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting for somebody to notice.
Of course, Skull's the one that noticed.
Yep. speaking of, and the new octopus person, the new Ursula species, Skull Tideshot.
Cicalia.
I'm not gonna try to fucking pronounce it, so it's all good. But with all of these new members on the Vessi's Mercy, and some new regular crew as well.
Hold up. Yeah, you're forgetting people. You're forgetting Doc and Octavia.
I'm not. Also, you're forgetting Missy.
You're right. I did forget Missy, even though she is. I'm not gonna say the things I do to that short stack. Anyway.
I don't think anyone wants to say what they're going to do to that short stack.
Hey, you said snack wrong.
I don't believe I did.
Yeah, no, it's a short snack, not a short stack.
See, I don't need to worry about having a short snack. I have a meal.
There is that. But yes, they also picked up 3 new actual crew members, NPCs. Missy, a gunner, to help out Mr. Grimir with his tireless work in the gunnery bay. They also picked up Doc, or the damage obliteration construct. And lastly, Octavia, the chef questionnaire.
She's a quiz?
Well, she's not extraordinaire.
She's
And her-
some kind of alchemist meets chef meets what the fuck.
Yep. There is an inn somewhere who inspired this character. I think it wanders around from place to place.
Oh wait, does she have the good batches then?
She just might. You never know. But they are setting forth to... Oh, shit. Where were you going? Vardy, I believe.
Yes, Vardy. We were sailing around Crownport because we didn't want to deal with pirates.
That is correct. You are sailing north of Crownport.
And
you
we
are
had the
also...
unfortunate issue of running into the white whale when we can't take it out yet.
Yeah.
It made Skull sad.
Indeed.
All I
However...
gotta do is hit it in the face with a cannonball a few times, it'll die.
However, yes, also avoiding Crownsport and Tavara, as they tend to kill pirates. And, not a very welcoming nation, all things considered. But yes, you are headed to, Verasi. Or Veraki. I think Verasi is actually closer to the accurate. Because they seem to be more, Italian than anything else.
Would it be Veraci?
Yes, you are correct.
Fibonacci sequence.
Linguini. Anyway.
Woohoo.
Da Vinci? Vodari.
Da Vinci?
No, it's Michelangelo. Anyway. Off on this hilarious bit aside. You are headed to, specifically, Vardi. Vardi, being the capital of Varasi. You guys are headed there to meet some friends of Miss Pip Cogsgroove and some trading partners. Delivering a bit of cargo for her, as well as some old cargo, some of your own cargo. Not old cargo. Some of your own cargo.
I'd say it's old cargo. It's been sitting in the hull for 3 years.
Wow.
This ship isn't 3 years old.
Oh.
Actually, no, wait. Isn't this... No, it might be. But you picked up this particular cargo in Zolen. So, as you are making your way there, you had an encounter with the white whale. and you are currently, thankfully, in mercifully calm shores as the white whale has seemingly left you alone.
After I got drug tripped by our favorite little seal.
Indeed. And so, as you are making your way to the sea, or to the port, rather, and to new adventures and to new places, you find yourself enjoying the sailing. Though the Vessi's rage does rage on, not too far from your... Ivy, help me.
Trajectory?
No, what's the...
Port. Port.
Thank you, it is port. Because it would be on the left.
We can't hear you. If you're speaking, Ivy, we can't hear you.
That explains a lot.
There you go.
Indeed. Indeed it doth.
Doth indeed.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. Indeed nuts.
Making our way downtown, sailing fast. I'm a
There's
seagull.
a seagull go fuck itself.
The one brain cell is being shared between the two.
Hey, get that shit back. That was a gift from my mother.
Oh, I really don't want it, then you can have it.
Are you sure you want it at that point?
No, I don't, but I don't want anyone else to have that shit. That curse belongs to me.
Okay, you can have it back. I'll put it behind the door.
Damn. You can leave doors out of this.
But as you are sailing, Captain,
Oh no!
roll me a D20.
Who the fuck changed my character's name?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Is that the emergency? What am I being called?
The only person that'd be able to do that is you.
Well, apparently somebody did. Somebody decided to call it Valor Wake Restorer.
No idea.
Yeah, only people with access to your account will be able to do that. And I don't
Are
have
you
access to your account.
Are you sleep interneting?
Fuck if I know.
Well, anyway. Captain D20.
Looks to Captain.
I'd be you, after.
Yeah, sorry, that. I'm trying to open my... Roll 20 always gives me.
Yep, roll 20
The
always
captain's
gives...
choking to death, guys. Somebody do the Heimlich!
If she can
Hey,
still
Doc,
talk, she's
you
still
get to
got
work.
air.
Top of that, my laptop is bombarding me with McAfee propaganda.
Understandable.
I like potatoes.
I don't want it.
I don't know that you're playing that particular character. Though I do like Byrosh.
Bowers was fun.
Hash browns sound delicious right
It's a
now.
shame he died.
But he died epically.
I still blame the other players for that.
Oh, you know.
Specifically one player.
Yeah, well, you know. On the plus side, you know, he had story after the fact. But anyway. So far, the weather is moderate, not crazy. Though that could all change in a matter of moments.
Outside is frightful.
No, there's no snow. It's too far south for snow. You're where the banana trees grow.
You realize once you get to a certain part south, it starts snowing again, right?
Yes, but you haven't gone that far south. And according to the map, it never does.
Supposedly.
So what's
that's
the
the
white
mountain
stuff
range.
on the edges?
It's the fog of war. Actually, no. Technically, in map makers, that's called shoreline blend.
Mm. Well, they quite a. I just dumped my soup over me.
Sexy.
Oh.
Sounds super.
It sounds hot.
Oh my fucking god.
Are you okay?
I mean, I'm gonna smell like soup, but that's not a bad thing.
I was
That's not
gonna
too
say,
bad.
it's a good
Depends on the
soup.
kind of soup.
Like matzo ball soup would be really good.
Oh, what? And I don't like to do.
Listen, it just means you're flavoring yourself for later.
As long as it's not like lobster bisque or clam chowder or like Pollock stew.
As long as it's not fishy, because then it'd smell too much like my ex.
You want to give a shout out while you're at it?
And the demonetization grows.
Who am I
They'd
shouting
never
out?
pay me.
I don't think they could pay you enough to get us to stop doing this.
That's true.
Causing the.
Yeah, no, I mean, like,
No.
streaming the most I make is like $50 every 3 months.
I could use $50 every 3 months.
I mean, I'm proud of my wife. She's been able to make about 80 every 2 months, so
There you go.
she's getting there.
And hey, I'd pay you if you ever got around to editing that section of the book I sent you, you fucking bitch.
I have more people on my block list
I
than
keep
on my
forgetting
followers
things.
list.
Oh, I don't block anyone. I'm a firm
Oh, I
believer
block
of
everyone.
if you can see if I'm posting something, you can see it and it pisses you off. It was meant to piss you off.
I block everybody.
I'm petty as fuck.
I have more people on my block than I have in posts that I've made.
There you go.
I have more people on my block list than followers. That's okay. But I went through and I unblocked like 25 people thinking, oh, there's no way that they come back after years. And within
did.
48 hours, 3 of them went and looked at my story on Snapchat. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You guys have no lives.
I'm almost at 19K on Twitter.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah. What's
Gosh.
Twitter?
People still use Twitter?
Unfortunately.
Wait, there's
Okay.
Twitter? I thought it was X now.
Yeah,
Yep.
I left Twitter when it was still Twitter because it has so much publicity. It's like you cannot even see tweets anymore. All you see is fucking publicity.
Well, you know.
Anyways,
See, I
believe
use
me,
Twitter for
I believe
two
Yeah,
reasons.
I am.
sometimes
I,
they
How many
just
do you
give
have
you
to-
information and you don't like all the media, like the pictures and the videos don't download because they give priority to the ad that also have their own videos and images, you know, and the
Anyway. And NAFTA, I believe we're waiting on 20.
Yes, I am opening my. What is this? 2020.
In the meantime, you could always ask someone else to roll it for you if you'd like.
that is an option. You are the captain. You can delegate.
Right. Okay, here comes. I hope.
Hey,
Hey,
nat
look at
20.
that.
Night.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
Alright.
Worth the wait.
Came in swinging.
Yep.
whatever things are going to be hitting us, it's all Niafta's fault now.
Well, good. Because there is a strong wind pushing your ship ever faster. Today you
Awesome.
are booking it. You
And
is
somehow we've managed. Have we managed to break the speed barrier though?
I mean, you know, you don't
Going
get
back.
passed by every albatross that flies past you.
Any
So-
albatross that comes within range of the ship and is flying just over the deck, I'm gonna shoot it down. We eating bird tonight.
Why? Fish are so much better.
I mean,
Because right now it's easy prey. and I feel like being the lazy hunter.
Who's my second in charge?
your second in charge being Tiny Sensei.
What? Tiny Sensei. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to instruct you to take care of the sails.
Take in the sails?
Is that what they call the sails?
Yes.
Yeah, because if we are in a storm,
Actually, that would be. I have actually been promoted to first mate for whatever reason. I don't know if first mate
You've
is
been
better than
first mate.
quartermaster.
Although technically, what she's asking would fall under quartermaster.
Yeah, quartermaster is the one that that points people to where they have their jobs to do.
Yeah.
But the
I'm
quartermaster,
pretty sure that anything will have that function.
no worries. So the
Yeah.
quartermaster tells Tiny Sensei, you know, kind of nods his head.
Oh.
Expecting a storm, Captain? Very well. And he kind of, you know, shouts to Thok, Mo, Joe, and Curly, as well as Roan and Scram, to take the sails in. And most of the sails get furled up, but again, you still keep one and, you know, a couple going, because you still need to make progress and speed.
We still need to move forward.
Are we battening down the hatches and securing the loads?
That
What
too.
does that mean?
I mean, my wife is very good at securing my load.
God damn it, Mason! What if ever we were monetized? You would be the cause of the demonetization.
I just want to say good for both of you.
And here's the thing: if we do get monetized, which we can set up at some point, I just need to remember how to set it up so it'll actually have them like stream through my side too. I get paid for saying worse.
There is that. I've been on his streams. He has
No.
said worse.
It can
And
have
you know, you should get on that, Mason.
an inside joke.
Well,
So.
the way I need to figure it out, because the way it does it is
Inside
it'll run
jokes.
it through my channel.
Yeah.
So I don't think you want to be showing up as Crowlot is streaming. I mean, we could have it set as Doc takes over and have it linked back to your account right away, but
Yeah, you know.
we'll figure it out.
Yep. But with the sails now tightened up and the possibility of a storm possibly brewing on the horizon, you never know for sure. So it's always good to take precautions. However, strong winds it be. And with that, I will have Mr. Valor, who is at the helm, roll me a D100.
And this is where I botch it.
87. Is that the blade of 87? Sorry.
Ah,
That was bad. I'm gonna go.
Go where?
Holy
I knew you had that sound clip.
God damn it, Mason.
oh, god damn it.
I love you so much.
Oh, that made me cringe so badly.
Dude, it was
Which
rough.
one?
When Vex is behind the door and wants to come out.
Can I come into the out now?
Anyway,
I'm going to proceed to bash my head into my desk now.
just be quiet about it.
Noggin.
Daddy.
Stop. Anyway, you
Wait,
guys
I have
are.
one more. I have one more because it is appropriate for the situation. Vex,
I'm your worst fucking nightmare, bitch.
Actually, no, you're not. You could try, though.
Now he has to try harder. Great. But
it's okay. You only have me for another hour.
as
You know how much I can do in an hour?
Oh my. Don't make promises you can't keep.
I really can't keep that.
Oh, I'm a horrible
as
person.
you are piloting the ship, Mr. Vex, all of you hear land ho, and you all look to the starboard side because you're like, yeah, fucking obviously. And then you all kind of look up and realize that the crow is looking to the port side, just a little off the port side bow, and calling out "Land ho!" And you all look.
I'm gonna crawl up the mast a bit to look.
Yep. And you do, and sure enough, she's not wrong. As on your port side bow, I gotta zoom in.
Should we try to make it a port before the storm?
There's a tiny island, just chilling.
What?
Been chilling.
No, there isn't.
There is. It's that small red circle right there.
Oh boy.
I'm
Right there,
zoomed
right
in
there.
as far as it goes. There's nothing in that circle.
There's
He
an
made it
island.
out.
A lot of islands are uncharted.
Indeed.
After all, there is more ocean than there is land.
Well, Captain, what do you want to do? Want to dock before the storm and explore the uncharted island, or attempt to sail to Arushi?
You would never make it to the shores of Arushi before any storm caught up with you. You would make it to this island off the coast of Tevara, but then you would be in Tevara.
There's also the slight issue of that island puts us closer to the rage. Which means the storm hits us, it could be worse.
What are the odds of finding safe harbor on the island of Tevara and not a rocky shore?
Oh, it depends on how diplomatic you can be.
Not what the question was at all.
And we
How
yes,
likely are we to
are
find
pirates.
a safe harbor, like a inlet or a gulf, a bay, somewhere safe to actually put the ship that's not directly in the tides instead of a rocky shoreline? Because a lot of islands tend to have cliff lines for their shorelines.
We also do have a little bit of another factor that we also are operating. Yes, though our crew is pirates, we aren't currently flying our pirate flag.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the politics, bruh.
In answer to your question, though, on that smaller island, it's probably likely. On Tevara, on the main island of Tevara, the north side is more likely to be rocky cliff faces instead of soft shores.
Thank you. So we can't find safe harbor there anyway because our boat will get smashed against the shore. Our ship.
So,
Would my deities possibly know or no?
well, they seem to be mum here. So, Captain, there's a uncharted island. There is an island to your south, one of which is a little less safe than the others, and you are worried about a storm a coming. So, are you going to make landfall and wait, or do you plan to sail forward into the abyss?
Out of curiosity, how many albatrosses am I able to get for us to eat for dinner tonight?
3.
Do we have like a time frame to do this job?
So, I mean, she's just spotted the island. It'll probably take you a good hour or two, maybe, to actually sail and land on it. It'll take you about the same time to land to the south on Tevara. You don't see any storm clouds on the horizon at the moment, aside from the ones coming off of the Rage. But those always come off of the Rage. The Rage never ceases. So, you know.
Though we're on the open sea, you can never tell when a storm's going to actually show up or not.
Well, we are brand new and spanking fresh from the port, so we should go for adventure.
Alright. So,
Is
going for
that-
adventure.
Is that a cue to go towards the new island?
Yep.
Alrighty.
New island it is.
New island it is.
Well,
And as you
good
make
thing
your
I can-
way to the new island,
Good time to break out the cartographer set.
indeed, Valor can for the first time in a long time, update a map.
Yay! I could do a thing I was designed for.
It's about frickin' time you be useful. I mean, good for you.
Right.
The unrelenting urge to slap the glasses off of your face.
I mean, I have been told it is a very slappable face.
Just be prepared to be slapped back. I've made that mistake.
My arms are longer.
Yeah, I almost knocked your ass smooth the fuck out.
I don't even remember what we were doing that made me want to smack you that bad.
I don't either, but I remember I hit you and you had to pause for a hot minute. You were like,
we both
wait
sat
a
there
minute.
like, wait, hold up.
But,
Mason
Yeah, I
did a hard reset.
kind of.
We both kind of did, because it was that I smacked him, he immediately responded, and then we both kind of stopped for a second, just like...
Yeah, and then we just kind of were like, it's like, okay. And then we just moved on from it. God, I don't even remember what it was over either. Like, that's the part
Anyways,
that bothers me.
Do I have to roll something to sail to the island?
Yes, you do. It is a vehicle proficiencies check, querying decks.
Ah, yes. The one skill that I'm not great with.
I can assist.
Again, it's not like you have
Water-
to try very hard.
Water vehicles. Query. Dexterity. Submit. Fucking gets a 20 anyways.
Hey, look at me. Hey, look at you. Doing the
Wait,
thing
what's
over
your
there.
dexterity modifier? Do you have
I got a +3 in my land vehicle, my water vehicles.
I'm your dexterity itself. Is your dexterity?
I have a- No, my dexterity is 2.
Okay.
I am built to take hits and deal hits.
Oh, I'm just trying to figure out if it might be better for Skull to take the wheel a bit more often every now and then too, because I have +4, and then both +3, so I get a total +7 to our water pilot.
I mean, sometimes maybe. But in a storm, you probably want somebody strong to be at the helm.
Oh yeah, no, and I'm probably going to be on the bottom side of the ship to catch any big fish I can.
Yep.
In the middle of a storm.
I can carry heavy things.
Octopus.
I was gonna say.
Currents.
Octopus. I can cling onto the side of anything. Literally anything.
But can you fight the current?
I mean, octopus do it all the time.
Fair point.
That was literally the argument he's making. But anyway, so as you make your way to the newfound shore, there is something interesting. The closer you get, the more you realize you're seeing smoke come off the island in a steady stream.
Oh.
It doesn't happen to be like smoke signal saying SOS or anything, does it?
Nope,
Okay.
Is it coming from the mountaintop? If it has one?
it does not have one.
Well, at least it's not a volcano. I have played too much Sea of Thieves. The Ashen.
Yeah,
Ashen
no,
area.
I've accidentally run into that one a few times. I don't play a lot of Sea of Thieves, but I've run into that enough times to be scared of it.
One of my crewmates consistently thinks, "Hey, let's go do the Ashen Quest," and consistently every island that we go to, volcano erupts,
There you go.
which
But-
is not pleasant.
As you get closer, you discover that this particular island is mostly flat. It has a small stand of trees, but it is mostly a flat island with not a whole lot going on, other than the shore does appear to be, the sandbank around it appears to be quite large.
Can one of us get in the water and see if there's a sandbar around the island
Whoop, 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 whoop.
before we run ourselves aground?
Probably not a
Um,
bad-
Yes, the
Yep.
Bad idea.
octopus scrambles down, and yes, indeed, there is a sandbar. Fairly large one.
And let everyone know. Don't want to run into that. That could be bad.
We probably should steer
So
away from
normally there is a break in a sandbar somewhere. We just have to find it.
Indeed. And so everybody who would like to assist in that endeavor can roll a perception.
that. I probably should be making sure that I have my perception on as well, just to look for the signals given by the crew. And immediately gets a fucking nat 20. I think we're good.
I think we're fine.
Why is my perception 0?
Grimmer is
Yeah,
not
that's
helping. He has no idea how to drive a ship.
Neither
That's
does
fine with me.
Graham.
I mean, looking for a break in a sandbar has nothing to do with driving the ship.
It has everything to do with that. And common
Skull
sense.
tries to be as helpful as he can. That is the simple.
Which Grimmer lacks a significant amount of.
I am not the most perceptive person. I need to update my
It's okay. Let muscle mummy handle it.
This is Graham's first time on the ocean.
There is that.
Oh.
And you do, in fact, Roan, having made mention of it, you do find the break in the sandbar, and you are able to articulate it. And as you alert Valor to the break in the sandbar, Valor, you're able to steer the ship, and you do find that there is already a little dock here. There's a much smaller ship here. More like a dinghy than an actual, like, ship. But
do we have any signal flares on board?
no. No signal flares.
We have a Grimir. We can
Yep.
just shoot him out of one of the cannons, and he can just like.
See,
Yep.
that's the thing. It's all about the landing at that point.
No,
Yeah.
he's a sea dwarf. If he lands in the water, he'll be fine.
Listen, as much as I adore Grimir, do we really want Grimir to be our first contact?
We're
That's
shooting
a
him
fair
into
point.
the water.
We're not trying to do a warning shot. We're trying to let people know that there's other people here.
You know, guys, I'm just going to point this out. I know a lot about cannons and the physics behind, kind of what happens when you fire a cannon. And if you fire me out of that cannon, I am 99% chance going to die. But if you say it's safe, I'll do it.
What if we put a
I'm-
camper between you and the explosive point, so that
I'm
the
just
camper's
gonna go
like-
ahead and swim ahead of everyone to get to the shoreline.
Thank you.
I'll take my swim speed of 30 to just get to shore before we end up injuring a crewmate.
Roan, we are not firing the dwarf out of the cannon. Yes, I want to throw the dwarf, but we are not firing the dwarf out the cannon.
I'm
Just
just
saying, I'll do
imagining
it.
this entire discussion is going on as you can just see Skull's head kind of popping up over the surface every now and again as he's swimming.
Do we have any like phosphorus or
No?
anything that we could like make a small sack of and put it ahead of a cannonball so that it ruptures in the air and lets out like a dust, colored dust?
Like nothing specifically for that purpose, but you could build something for that purpose. It's just a matter of the know-how.
Anyway.
But
I might.
you all kind of look off and see Skull making his way onto the island. And as he does,
Or that.
Skull, you make your way onto the island near where the little dinghy is tied up. And you can see that it is a quiet place. Aside from the wind that's blowing rather intensely, you can see that as you kind of land there, this dock is well worn, but still sturdy. Clearly, someone made it with an intention to detail, and as if they knew about their business. You also note that the ship is much the same. Again, it looks like somebody who knew his business and was quick and tidy with it. And as you land on the shore, you kind of look around. You don't see much of anything. But you eventually kind of see that there's a worn travel path that leads further into the forested area. And one of the things you notice is that this place again appears just to be simple but well constructed. And you can see there's a path that leads further in with like lantern posts every, about 50-ish yards. But you can, of course, steer or help guide the ship in safely. And Valor, as you kind of steer the ship, this will be a safe harbor for your ship. You can leave it without worrying if the tide will take it away, or if bad shit will happen to it. So
I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the other person on the ship trying to steal our shit. But
well, again,
That's why we have crewmates that stay on board.
Yeah.
Fair point. Well, I will do that, and I follow orders. I follow what Niafta wants. So if she doesn't want to stay on the shore, then we leave.
Well, Niafta, what are you thinking as you kind of look and see this place is kind of quiet and kind of sparse, honestly?
Out of just pure curiosity, as someone who has hunted criminals, does this look like it could be a bandit's refuge?
Too well maintained for that.
More like a smuggler refuge.
Too well
Is
maintained
there a
for
seal
bandits.
population nearby?
No, not here.
I think we're a little too far out into the open sea for this small island to have a seal population. If my
How little
marine
you
biology. Oh God, do I have no knowledge of marine biology at all. I am
Well, I should know.
totally talking out my ass when I speak about seals.
Okay.
Well, at least you have a good seal in your knowledge.
Wait, what?
Well, I think
Hey,
it's
just-
impressive that you can talk out of your butthole.
I've seen somebody smoke out of their butthole before.
Interesting.
I have seen
Very
people butt
disturbing.
chug.
It makes you wonder.
Very
So
disturbing.
no one knows.
Welcome to the stream, Raiders. Thank you for joining us. And Captain Ziggy, good to see you on these fine seas. But
Welcome on in, everyone.
as the ship lands and as you guys start to disembark, you can see, again, you can all kind of see this path. It's a very obvious path that leads further into the shelter of the trees.
Speaking of
And-
the shelter of the trees, how sturdy do the trees look?
Well, these trees look fairly sturdy. Much of them are old, and you actually notice that there is a line where the sand gives way to dirt.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so this island, at the very least, doesn't fall beneath the water surface, which is pretty impressive for an uncharted island.
Doesn't
I
that
s-
make it suspicious?
It means that the trees' roots run deep enough to maintain the dirt without it being swept away, so it's a good place to weather out the storm.
But doesn't that mean there's magical properties to it?
I mean, there's magical properties to everything if you look hard enough.
Aren't you a barbarian?
Cannons
Yeah,
are
it
magic.
doesn't mean I don't believe in my gods. I turn into a fucking seal.
You
do? You've seen it! You do too!
I don't remember if you have or not.
No, I don't believe Scram has actually turned into a seal for us quite yet.
No.
We know he can, but we also know he can
He doesn't know
explode.
he can. Yeah, he doesn't know that he can yet. We're working on
I
it.
don't know how.
We're working on it.
It's
It's
gonna
not a
come to
conscious
you.
thing,
Don't worry about it.
it's a reaction.
I react to a lot of things.
Grimir sneaks up behind Scram and goes, "Boo!"
No, don't do that! I'm going to pick up the dwarf and carry it to, like, the other side of the group.
I tell everyone to back up 10 feet, just because, just in case. Just in
Did you
case.
turn into a seal?
No!
I'm watching all this
Oh.
from the dock, just shaking my head.
Hey,
I was just trying to help. I said reaction.
You're part of this crew. You should at least either assist with that particular situation, or steer clear of it.
Skull hasn't seen Scram blow up yet.
He's also not on the ship.
I'm on the dock. I just helped guide the ship in, and all I'm hearing from the ship is screaming.
That's very normal.
As the ship docks and we're anchored, I kind of look over the side of the ship and like, don't worry about it. The dwarf decided to scare the small child.
I'm
up.
not gonna front up with you. So far since what I've seen with this crew, I'd be more worried if there wasn't any screaming as we docked.
Well, at least you're honest about it.
Do we make
Well,
it?
Yes, we made
made
it. Thank God you didn't explode, because that would have
Thank you, baby. No, drop it. Thank you.
that would have hurt the hull.
Did you want
Also-
me to?
No.
No.
You are perfect, intact.
Yeah.
Perfect, intact.
I'm gonna start setting up the gangplank so people can disembark the ship as everyone's chatting.
I just
Really?
realized this would have been the perfect opportunity to use this. Because it's literally just me screaming.
Well, you know.
Oh God, no! Please no.
Grimir, come here for a second.
Uh-huh.
I kind of grab both of his shoulders and I look at him very sternly, like, "Do not scare the small child."
What
Okay.
level are we supposed to be right
What
now?
if they have hiccups, though?
6.
Okay. Do
I
not
thought-
scare him
do
if
not
he has
scare
hiccups
the-
either.
Do not scare
Okay.
the small child. You remember
Okay.
what happened? You remember they explode, right?
Yeah, but exploding's kind of
No.
cool.
No, exploding hurts everyone around them.
That's okay.
Ramir, if
No.
you're going to make
It
them
doesn't hurt that
explode,
bad.
see if you can make it happen among enemies, not friends. I'm gonna go ahead and bring the albatrosses I
Fair.
got to, or I
But-
got down to,
The more times they explode, maybe they, figure out how to do it when they wanna. So
Octavia.
I think they do know how to do it when they want to. That's the reason they exploded in the first place.
mm,
Do you want to explode?
No! I prefer, not being in several pieces.
Okay, so question:
Answer.
when Scram, you can feel magic, right?
Yeah.
Can you put your hand on my shoulder for a second?
No.
I'm not gonna touch you. I just want you to put your hand on my shoulder, okay?
I'm not gonna touch you, I just want you to touch me. We won't touch each other.
In a safe spot, in my shoulder. Not anywhere else, just my shoulder, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Once Scram's got his hand on my shoulder, I'm gonna turn into
You turn into a seal.
Did you feel it?
No, it felt weird.
Yeah, but the weird feeling, did you feel the magic?
Yeah, I think.
Okay. Does Scram realize I'm talking to them in seal right now?
No.
This is very much a Dr. Dolittle situation where he doesn't realize this isn't normal because this is what he does every day, or this is what happens often enough.
I mean, shouldn't we be focusing on getting onto the land first?
Yes, it's very important, and I'm going to jump off the side of the ship into the water.
You
She just
flop,
died.
flop, 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 fall over, splash, and then
It looked painful.
No.
They're fine.
No, I imagine you going, no! Like an agony pain. Like you full on belly flopped in the bad way.
Well,
That's a really
kinda-
ungraceful dive.
as I'm slithering past Scram, heading towards the gangplank, and I just see that scenario, I just look down and be like, "They're fine," and I continue slithering.
How do I get down from the ship?
The gangplank.
Isn't that the weird? Out of
Oh,
character.
no.
Isn't that the weird, the actual thing to like jump off of?
No,
No,
that
Gangplank is
that
actually just a ramp. It's a
No,
ramp
that is
with...
the plank. They just call it walking the plank. It is literally just a board that they put out to jump off.
It's
It's
just a
basically
series of boards with like
they make little
rungs
steps.
on it. Yeah.
Yeah. They're actually very easy to walk down, up and down. It's more so just keeping your sea legs when you're on the ship itself. They can be a bit of a pain.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing that I don't have legs.
But anyway, after I drop off the albatrosses with Octavia, I'm going to get onto land and get ready for adventure.
Cool. And Nyefta, as you head off the ship, do you have Tiny Sensei and some of the others stay behind?
Yes. Yeah, I would.
Okay. And
As first mate, I kind of look over to Thok and I'm like, Thok,
yes.
if anyone you do not know comes up to the ship, knock them unconscious and tie them up. Do not kill them. Leave them alive.
That doesn't
Please.
sound very fun, but okay.
Well, we don't know if these people are friendly or not, so if they just come up and try to talk to people, wait for Cade's go ahead.
Yes, you are. Cade. Yeah, I've got it. I'll tell you. Okay.
Graham
And he just
approaches
nods.
holding a little tiny hermit crab and asks, "Do I have to knock this unconscious? I just found it in the sand."
That is not a people.
No, you eat it.
It's a hermit crab.
crabs? They don't have enough meat on them. You guys can't understand what I'm saying.
All we're hearing is or.
Thok looks at it and tilts his head. Is it rock?
No, it's a hermit
no.
crab.
Then you can eat.
You can eat it.
You can definitely eat
Why would
those.
I want to eat it?
Well, technically, you can eat anything once, but you don't want to eat that. Put that in your pocket.
You cannot eat rock.
He carefully puts the hermit crab into a little pouch.
I mean,
Well, I mean,
you can eat rocks.
I guess,
It just doesn't feel very good.
I guess
No,
we have
you
a new
cannot
pet.
eat rocks. You can swallow rocks. You cannot eat them.
No, she said to keep it in my pocket, but I feel like I might squish it.
You will not squish it in the pouch. You're okay.
Right.
You can come home with us. Keep you
Roan?
company when it's scary.
Roan, we can't understand you as a seal. Would you be so kind as to not be a seal while we're on land? Please?
I'm gonna back up back into the water a little bit. Splash, splash.
Okay.
Splash, splash.
I deserve that.
What do you mean you can't understand her?
Well, because we don't speak seal.
I
She's
understand what you
speaking
said.
perfect
Was
English.
trying to slowly bring her into it. Him into it. Why are you doing this to me? Why?
Well, because they asked. Wait,
You can't understand me. This is just me arf-arfing.
look.
Graham's a boy.
I'm just assuming you're complaining about me, like
I
just like, bringing the base. Like they asked, okay?
Turn back into a human. Boring and stuff.
Why do you like being an animal that can't even walk properly?
Well,
Have you seen how
technically,
fast I swim?
We
I
haven't
would-
been able to swim this whole time.
I've been swimming.
Scram, I would hate. I just want to like elaborate just a little bit. Biologically, selkies are actually seals that turn into people.
We don't turn into people. We turn into fae.
Yes,
Scram,
that.
do you know what a
No
do you know
part
what a
of me is
selkie
human.
is?
No.
You're a selkie, much like I am a cicaria.
You guys don't understand what like slowly bringing them into things means, do you? Like you just are like, here's the deep end, throw him in.
I was raised by military people, so we didn't exactly have the gentle nurturing side of anything for that. So
That is not an excuse.
I'm
mean,
understanding I'm being called a
No,
selkie,
my mom was
but
a
I
chief
don't know
warrant
what that
officer for the
means.
army for 12 years. That it's not an excuse.
Well, you see how I am what I am, and I have my tentacles and everything?
Yeah.
You are what you are, and you have your seal butts of you. A selkie
I
is
don't
just a
know how
race.
to awaken any of that.
And that is why Roan
being
here is trying to
told
teach you
I
how to
should.
selkie.
Teach you
I
how
feel like
to
I'm being
selkie.
told that I should.
No,
so,
What
no,
if
it's
I don't want to?
no, sweetie.
and you don't have to. We're
I-
just explaining that you have
You guys are ruining this.
additional. No, yeah, I mean, yes, I can't explain shit. Quit fucking yelling at me.
Then shut up
Sweetie,
and let the
I
one.
don't want you to be
You.
scared when what you felt happened to me when I transformed. I don't want you to feel that and be scared of it in your own body. You don't have to turn into a seal if you don't want to. It is something that you choose, and it's your body and something you can control. But if you do get scared and you're in a situation where your body starts to feel like that, you need to know what's happening to you. And that's what I'm trying to show you. I'm not saying you ever have to do it. You can stay in the form you're in for as long as you want. If it makes you feel safe, that is what you do. But you should never be afraid of what your body can do. Okay?
This is a lot of information.
Yeah.
Well, maybe be a little bit afraid of, exploding.
No. Don't be afraid of that either. Because you
I'm
can
not
control that
afraid of
too.
exploding.
Well, as interesting as this is, I think we should start our adventure.
Sure.
Yes,
And
Sure,
let
buildings
this all sink
get out
in
of
for
things.
our little bomb. Anyway,
I've
Yes,
destroyed
well-
buildings
Wait, he
just to get out of things, and I'll do it again.
Stop it.
I
And
can't
I'm
tell if
going
that's
to
a
do
threat
everything
or
in
a
my power
promise.
to keep you safe so that we never have to deal with that.
See, that I know is a threat.
It's not a threat, it's a promise.
Exactly.
I'm just
Yes.
telling you how it is, and that's how my body is. Maybe that's a Selkie trait.
I think she's doing fine.
Eh,
He seems like he's well adjusted.
Mhm.
You know.
Cade pats you on the arm, Nyafta, and just looks at you. I'm so sorry, Captain. Your crew is definitely going to die horribly, and you're going to die young.
hey, shut up.
Have a little faith in
I am
wisdom.
quite capable of protecting everybody here.
I'm quite capable of running away if I need to.
I have a halberd. I can smash.
Yeah, I'm in way less danger than when I was Scram's age.
How old are you, Scram?
19.
Wait, you're my age?
Yeah. You're 19?
Yes.
19 going on 90. Crotchety old man. Pick up the dwarf and start walking towards the trail.
I am only 19, Roan. What the hell?
Keep in mind that because of the intense malnourishment Scram went through, he does look incredibly lot younger.
And the fact that Selkies age a lot slower than humans. So
But he is
He'd look like
he is
12.
an adult that can make his own decisions
yeah.
At
for
any
some
rate,
odd reason.
Right then. We saw smoke coming from this island, right?
you did.
What?
Is
You
the
can-
smoke still? We can still see the smoke.
Yeah, it's down the
that-
path.
Right
I'm
then.
walking.
Let's go towards the smoke and hope that we don't run across random cannibals.
I mean, if there are cannibals, it really depends on what kind of meat they eat because
Yeah. Maybe these are, I don't know, gnome cannibals, and then
Look, as long
We're
as
all
they don't
safe.
eat, as long as they aren't eating snake, I'm fine.
aren't you like the actual cannibal of the group?
No.
many things have been
Sure.
said about the Valor.
I can't
I'm
say
pretty
anything.
certain
I find
snakes
calamari
eat their own
delicious.
kind.
Yeah, well, I am not entirely snake. I'm half
So
snake.
only half of you is a cannibal?
I am talking to a child.
No, I'm an adult. I'm 120 years old. I just don't understand other cultures because I've lived in the ocean my entire.
You're 120?
Yeah, I look really good for my
Okay.
age, don't I?
Roan, I will explain this nice and calmly. I eat normal food.
Like snakes.
No.
But
Do
sea
you-
snakes eat other sea snakes.
I don't eat other snakes. I befriend snakes because snakes are kind to me.
Does Grandma eat her own kind?
Huh?
That's a good question.
Who's your grandma?
Isn't
Who is
she
my grandma?
Grandma? She says she's 120.
Oh, Roan.
Ooh. Ooh. Well, I
Oh,
think you just got
sweetie. Your
downgraded
mom is
from
actually
mother.
probably older than I am.
I think
Oh,
you're supposed
so
to call
great
her
grandma.
auntie.
No, your mother is probably older than I am. To have as many kids as she has.
Right. Moving on.
When I left, she was at 42.
That math isn't mathing.
Roan. I kind of just like lean in over to Roan. I'm like, he was adopted.
He wasn't adopted. He was abused. There's a difference.
Skull has started walking off towards the path at this point.
Grandma's following.
I'm already on the path. I don't know. I'm just...
Are there snakes on the island?
Are you gonna eat them too?
No.
Roll a perception check for sighting snakes.
Snakes do taste good.
Probably we will.
Actually, yeah, no, that's a good point. Can I also want to look around and see if there's any parrots, monkeys, or hunter lizards.
In your case, it's definitely survival.
What's a hunter lizard?
You-
It's a lizard that hunts.
You do see parrots. You don't see any monkeys. Valor, you do see signs of a snake, but you snakes, but you don't see a snake. However, as you guys get further down the trail, you do start hearing something. Specifically, you hear. Come on. you hear, coming softly at first, but of course as you get closer it gets louder, you hear singing. And specifically, you hear, "Now we are ready to sail for the Horn. Way, hey, roll and go. Our boots and our clothes, boys, are all in the pond. To the rollickin' randy dandy, oh."
And I was thinking I was going to hear something different.
I'm gonna do the
I thought it was-
Weatherman.
No, I thought I was going to hear ooga chaka, ooga 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 chaka.
Valid, they're singing about you.
This feeling.
But no. As you arrive at the clearing, you see a hut thing. It is sand bottom. It's like sand brick bottom walls. Aw, thank you, Captain. It is the bottom of the bottom, like 2-3 feet. The foundation is like sandstone bricks. The sides are actual like wooden slats, though again rough and clearly were chopped down from trees. Very rough work, but there are no gaps, which you imagine they achieved through filling them with sand or mud or something. And then the top is a roof of a mixture of palm trees and other plant fibers, or palm leaves and other plant fibers. And sitting on what is clearly a homemade rocking chair is a human? Question mark? But he's sitting there and he's strumming along on a guitar that is way beat the fuck up. He's only got like half the strings. And he's just kind of sitting there rocking back and forth, playing on the few strings he has, and singing to seemingly himself.
As we come into the clearing, I'll pull up on it too. Heave Apollo, heave away, away, hey, roll and go. The anchor's on board and the cable's all stored to be rollicking randy dandy-o.
He smiles. "Ah, music lover, welcome. Were you shipwrecked? Are you escaping? Or are you here to be problems?"
Looking for safe harbor while we wait out a possible storm.
Oh, not just possible, my friend. It is coming. Or so I've been told. But, a pleasure to meet you. I am not as fortunate as you, I'm afraid. I have been marooned. But welcome to our little island paradise. I must admit I didn't expect to find anyone when I was marooned on this island, but, hey, such as it is.
So hold on, you're marooned, right? That's what you said?
Oh, yes.
And yet you have a fully functioning dinghy by your dock.
And he holds up his arms. Do these spaghetti arms look like they could row a dinghy all the way to Tevara?
I kind of want to know who could row a dinghy across open ocean to begin with.
Yeah,
Oh, not me. And frankly, it's barely a dinghy. It's more of a fishing boat, really. And we only take it out on perfectly calm days. But when... Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Allow me to make introductions. I am James Sandian, and the beautiful creature who is holding a pistol to the dwarf's head. And Grimir, you kind of look and you notice that one of these branches isn't a branch, and you realize you're looking down the barrel of a dragon pistol. And you see a
That's true.
You see a Skyborn. And he smiles. This is Marahone. She is the native to this island, I would guess. James Sandian, formerly of the Black Rose, at your service. And he tips his head forward. Marahon, it seems. Oh, right. He drops into a different language, and the pistol seems to relax.
Do I understand this language?
Do you speak? What is their technical language? Sorry.
That's a good question.
Languages. Do you speak Aran?
I do not. I speak Abyssal, Common, and Draconic.
This would be a subsection of Primordial, so no.
Oh, I speak Primordial.
Then you would understand. He said, my dear, these are guests, not enemies.
If Grimir is the one looking down the pistol, and Grimir's over my shoulder, does that mean there's a pistol at my back?
Yes.
Why is there a pistol at my back?
Well, because you're holding the dwarf.
But Wolf's holding a cannon!
And also, allow me to show you the two individuals.
I'm
James
holding a
kinda-
hermit crab. Am I in trouble?
No,
you're not in trouble.
The eagle that shakes off her ghillie suit, essentially, emerges, and she gives a series of clicks and screeches in that same language, and James smiles. To answer your question, you were the biggest threat, or at least in appearance. We thought you were carrying a hostage.
No, I'm protecting the rest of the island from his shenanigans.
I'm not dangerous.
Not to
He's not
mention of
dangerous.
having a hostage, Scram starts profusely apologizing to the hermit crab and starts to go back to the beach to put it back.
Just Scram, before don't go. Just put the crab down. It'll walk away on its own.
No, it's too far away from the beach now.
There is a tide
I
pool
tried.
nearby,
That
and
will do.
he gestures to gestures.
Hermit crabs live on land.
They
only drink
do?
water. They don't swim in the water. Hermit crabs are land.
I saw it in the water.
I know, it was probably drinking honey.
Oh, I ripped it from its house and habitat!
No, its house is on its back. It carries its house with it.
It's like a turtle.
In Primordial, I'm just going to say, I'm sorry for the chaotic crew.
Scram doesn't know what to do and just puts the hermit crab back in the pouch.
That's for the best. Okay.
Marahon
Two of them.
actually responds, you speak the language of the sky. Oh, good. I must admit I was surprised when I met another someone who did. What brings you to my island, stranger?
The sky.
We were looking for safe passes, for a safe area to rest during the storm. We intend no harm, and if anything, we would very much appreciate if we could rely on your hospitality. We do have some supplies of our own, and I'm sure my captain would be more than willing to share some food.
She looks to James, and James, gives a shrug, and she nods. You're not part of this Black Rose crew, right?
No, we are the crew of the Vessie's Mercy. We were able to dock safely.
Good. The Black Rose crew is not welcome on this island, leaving poor Sandian like that.
What's the Black Rose crew?
They're probably pirates, hon.
Yeah, out of curiosity, off the top of my head, would I know of any outstanding bounties for a Black Rose crew?
Roll a history check.
Would I, with my military background, know anything about the Black Rose crew?
You could actually roll a history check too, now that I'm sitting here thinking about it.
Then, out of character, have we met the Black Rose crew? I feel like we have. That name sounds familiar.
I got a 16.
That'd be
I
an
feel
18 for me there, sir.
So you are correct in that it is familiar, because way back in the beginning of this game, you actually met a captain who was once a member of the Black Rose crew.
Oh, that makes sense.
And
Wait a minute.
you currently are on friendly terms with Captain Magnolia Mags. She was once a member of the Black Rose crew. She left because she and the new captain, as she put it, did not get along, and she wanted out before things took a turn for the worse. At least that's what she told you. However, Skull, you know of a woman by the name of Gretchen Smith, aka the Beast, a bugbear, who was last seen boarding a ship called the Black Rose. She has an outstanding bounty of 500 gold pieces for the hard R, the murder, and mutilation of no less than 56 men from one port
you said
city.
her name was Gretchen?
Gretchen Smith, also known as the Beast.
And the bounty was 5,000, you said?
500.
500.
Oh, 500.
Yep.
Well, it's just about technically 5,000 silver, so.
Her victims span the age range from 80 in human years to way under the age of permissions.
Okay, that's not okay.
As far as I know, I personally know none of the Black Rose crew. I've heard of one that has been aboard their ship by the name of the Beast that I am planning a hunt for.
Ah, yes, the Beast. She has earned that name and that moniker. Oh, how I am so glad the captain took interest in me.
Why?
Oh, because the captain doesn't allow the Beast to play with her toys.
No, I understand why the Beast didn't touch you after the captain took interest, but why did the captain take interest?
Oh, sorry. James Sandian, author. I was writing her biography and her story.
Did you finish?
No, unfortunately.
So why are you here?
She didn't like my latest chapters in her book. And I refused to change them. And so she marooned me here.
Well,
Fowler, I'm confused.
so he was writing the truth. She wanted him to lie.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Captain Amelia Rose is not exactly a enjoyer of the truth when it makes her look bad.
No one enjoys the truth when it makes them look bad. That's why the victors always write their own history.
And do you know of Magnolia? Or
Mags, yes. Though she was before my tenure.
We are acquainted with Mags.
How is she doing these days?
Last we checked, she was looking to get her own ship again and continue sailing.
Excellent. Though I will admit, Mags left before I joined the crew.
For good reason.
Indeed. Captain Amelia Rose is quite the interesting one. Though all the good she does is sadly being overshadowed by the evil she allows. But again...
That is... Well, I mean, we are in the business of dealing with pirates, both democratically and violently. So, if we happen upon the Black Rose, needless to say, it will meet the bottom of the ocean.
Best of luck to you. If you can, though, there is a gentleman on that ship known by the name of John Silver. He is a Goliath. Usually, you can notice him by his mechanical left leg and his mechanical right arm, as well as his left mechanical eye. He is something of a tinkerer, and he also acts as the ship's cook. So I would consider it a personal favor if you could save him from the sinking ship.
John Silver is what you said, correct?
Indeed. I think he was a captain at one point in his life, but he kept refusing to tell me his story. And they couldn't get it out of his wife either, sadly.
Since you've been marooned here all this time, I would be led to the assumption that you would like to be escorted to a different harbor. However, based on your assumed relationship with the Arin here, I would assume that you don't want to leave?
She is a Skyborn, is what her people are officially called by us land dwellers. That is quite alright, though. It is quite alright. I will admit they are a rarity, even among the vast oceans. However, I wouldn't mind leaving, though, Marahon, she necessarily wouldn't object to leaving, I don't think. And he drops into Arin and is like, did you still want to see the rest of this wide world, or have you decided to settle down? And she shakes her head and replies that she does still want to see the world, and he kind of smiles. Well, if you have room on your ship for two, then I would be happy to be off this island, and of course I can pay my way in work and labor. I am somewhat skilled, and I am, and he takes his guitar and strums it, I am quite the entertainer. Though,
as is our captain, which you should discuss that matter with her. And I kind of direct the conversation to Niafta. Forgive me, Captain. I don't mean to make assumptions on your behalf.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
There's a storm coming.
yes.
Yeah.
We should seek shelter.
Yeah.
If we're in a clearing in the tree line, that is not where can we go for the
Probably inside the hut?
Yes, the hut is going to be the safest location.
Is the hut going to be more secure than our Ironside ship?
Yes.
It won't rock about as much. Marahun and I have weathered many a storm in this hut, and only had to rebuild once.
I don't believe it's a typhoon, Roan. It's probably just a storm.
So we should probably be safer in our ship.
Marahun chirps up, and the only word she says is thunder.
Yeah, I would not want to be on the iron ship in a thunderstorm.
It's an Ironsides. That's kind of what they make the ship out of. I would. Hammocks don't conduct electricity, and our hull is full, so they're less.
But you are all welcome to stay here with Marahon and myself. And frankly, I am curious as to your story, and the story of all of you. I am a collector of stories. You understand? And my. Go ahead, Niafta.
Just like me.
He smiles. And a captain so young and a fellow storyteller. I must admit that must be quite the story.
Well, we've been through some stuff, but it's really actually a very short story.
I would still love to hear it over some stew, if you would be amenable. After all, Marahon is at least a decent enough cook when it comes to simple meals. I myself have no skill in the kitchen, but, I am quite proud of the hut that I've built.
Very good, then.
I look over to Rowan and I say, if you would like to go back to the ship, you're more than welcome to before the storm hits.
I am worried about Scram's nightmares.
You can also take Scram with you if you prefer.
Do you think?
Just, if anybody wants to go back to the ship while we discuss things with these two.
I am just worried about Scram's nightmares. That is really my only concern right now.
James and Marahon, if you would have me, I would like to get the map layout of this island, and I would assume that Marahon would have a greater knowledge of it than I do, and I would like to update my maps.
Sure.
Oh, certainly. Meta, and he drops into Auron, asking her if she'll show off her map. And she kind of frowns for a moment, but then nods. And he stands up smiling. Well, those of you who would like may come in.
I'll make my way inside.
I like soup.
Do you have the Selkie put you down? Mr. I like soup.
All I'll say is I like soup.
Okay.
Okay, I'll put him down when I hear that. And I will turn to Scram and say, they want to sleep in the hut tonight. Do you feel more comfortable sleeping in your bunk tonight? And maybe we can go back to the beach where the crab is and you can see if there's somewhere more comfortable for him.
Won't the crab die in the storm?
No. The crab knows how to protect itself from the storm.
Burrow. It will burrow in the sand.
Okay.
So,
Are the other people on the ship gonna be okay?
Yes, sweetie. That's why we're going back to the ship, is because it's safe and there's food and it's your bunk and it's safe and it's familiar, and everyone here will be joining us back on the ship in the...
My bunk's only been there for a few days.
It's better than sleeping somewhere that you don't know.
I'm used to sleeping somewhere I don't know.
The choice is yours, Scram.
Yeah, quit
That's
babying
how I
the
was
kid.
able to survive.
The kid
All
knows
right,
what they
if
want.
you want to sleep here, we can sleep here. That's fine.
No, I'll sleep in my bunk.
Rowan, your mom mode activates like a fucking dime, and it is perfect. I adore mom mode from you.
Thank you.
I just don't want to hurt the hermit crab. I tried to keep a mouse once, and Mother found out that I tried to keep one, and instead of us just putting it back, she had me snap its neck in front of her to make sure that it was gone.
Jesus.
So to the rest of our crew, when we meet Scram's mother, it's free for all, right?
What about all my other siblings?
They will find good homes away from her.
I don't know, that's not that bad.
They're all corrupt like her.
Okay, so on the ship, I think we probably have some spare boxes if you don't feel safe leaving the crab on the shore for the storm. We can get some sand and some water and put it in the box, and you can keep him in your bunk with you until the storm passes. That would make you feel better.
You're not gonna make me kill him?
No, sweetie.
If you see him look at the crab, if he's okay.
He's okay. He's just hiding because he's scared. It's a new situation and he doesn't know how to handle it yet.
Not gonna explode too, is he?
No.
So you know how you explode so that whatever's touching you can't touch you anymore and you feel safe and protected?
Him.
His shell keeps things from touching him and keeps him safe and protected. So as long as his shell is intact, he's safe. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
I kind of look over to Rowan. What do hermit crabs eat?
Oh, they eat bugs.
Let's go catch some bugs, kiddo.
You see,
Yeah, I like catching bugs.
as you have this conversation, Marahon, she approaches and she pulls out one of her white feathers, handing it to Scram.
Oh. I can't write with this.
I don't think it's for you to write with. It's a gift.
Oh.
James, what does that signify?
She is hoping that he flies and flies strong, I believe is the exact wording of the phrasing. Take this feather and add it to your wings, so that way my strength may be yours as you fly, I believe is the saying.
I don't have any wings, though. I thought I was a Selkie.
It's
It is a
symbolic.
talisman,
Yeah,
huh?
he can fly?
Oh, a talisman. I know how to make those.
It's just symbolic. It's right. I'm not great with.
It's a symbol of,
strength.
Yes.
You see Scram like think for a second, and he carefully takes one of his hair follicles and pulls it out and hands it to her. You can make string with this, and that can turn into rope. And rope is really useful.
It's a good trade.
You see Marahon take the hair, and she nods as she holds out the feather.
I take the feather.
She stands and she... Roan, it's a look you would recognize as someone just very sad to hear about the situation that Scram has found themselves in.
Because eagles protect their children for life.
Yep.
I think the worst part about Scram is that to him, this is just normal. Like, these are just stories, because similar how the people just tell stories about life, he just sees these as just normal stories.
But it's not normal.
Yep.
And like that, every single one of the crew members wants to beat the ever-living.
Yep.
Oh no, I don't want to beat his mother.
See, I imagine it's just I don't know what Roan wants to do, but I imagine it's going to be involving gratuitous amounts of violence, torture, and waterboarding.
I don't get why you guys are so worked up. She just had to
no.
kill a rat.
He.
It was a
But
mouse. And
I said he.
I don't want to cause bodily harm to Scram's mother whatsoever.
You're lying. We know it.
I want to take her into the middle of a city, take the pelt, and leave her there.
I don't think.
Oh, she did that to one of her siblings once. I don't think
And the list of reasons grows.
Yeah, that's rough.
Right then, Scran, did you mention that your mother had a pelt or that she didn't?
She used it as a collar, and she would take all of ours. Every year they'd grow back. For the fur trade.
Right, that's
Because we only produced them once a year, she just made sure to keep having more kids, so then she'd constantly have a supply of never-ending fur.
Right. On that topic, why don't you two head back to the ship and have our chef cook you up something nice.
I don't know. I have
very nice
reacting
albatross.
like this.
Have Octavia cook you guys something nice. And James, which way to the map room?
As you say James, you actually notice that he is holding his hand over a book, and the quill is rapidly moving.
Why does everyone react like that?
Scram, what you're describing to us is not normal for everyone else. It's actually really bad.
What do you mean?
What your mother has done to you.
I
That's
don't
not normal.
understand.
What was your guys' childhood like?
Wholesome, actually.
What does
My
that mean?
family took me around the seas, showing me how to survive and showing me wonders. My
was raised
name
by
comes
seals.
from a cheer.
I was raised by seals.
Yeah, so, what you're
No,
describing is
I think you guys are weird. I think Scram's normal.
abuse.
I love Grimir just, nah, you guys are weird. Scram's got it.
Right. So what you're describing your mother doing to you is akin to torture.
My deities took away a lot of the poor memories. They said that it's to stop me from crying.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
So I make sure to, so they don't feel bad, I make sure I don't cry anymore.
Let's go find a box crab, honey.
Scram,
Bug.
I think that's a great way of dealing with your problems, honestly.
Grimir, shut up.
I think you're doing a great job.
I love Grimir so much.
Grimir, shush.
Leave this group
Oh,
to
you guys
trauma
don't get it,
from
okay? You guys have
Grimir,
weird
Hey,
childhood.
Grimir, why don't you start helping with the soup?
You mean eat it?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, it's got to get cooked first, though, so why don't you find out what
Oh.
needs to go in it? Because I'm sure he could use a lot of help cutting it
Oh
up.
no, I shouldn't help cook.
By the way,
Not
yeah,
a
No,
good
no,
idea.
no. Just help cut it up. Yeah.
As Roan and Scram make their way back
Are
to
you
the.
guys gonna be okay at the hut?
wait,
That will be great.
we're
Yeah, I've
going
got
to
a
be
cannon.
alright. But I need a favor, please. Let Missy know that she is free to roam around and find ingredients for her meal.
Do you want me to direct her to the hut so she can do a status report
No,
for
no.
you, Captain?
As you can say at the ship.
But Olivia would be able to go about and do collect ingredients from this island. There's a few things she can get
Yeah.
anyway. So, Roan with the order to let Olivia kind of cook and kind of guide her around the island to make sure she can do that. You guys, you and Scram head back. Meanwhile, James kind of is holding his hand over his book for another moment before he stops and kind of looks. Quite the interesting story that one has.
And you don't even know half of it, and neither does he, apparently.
Indeed. Not the most horrific story I've ever written, but definitely among them.
Oh, it'll be a horror story when the rest of the crew finds his mother.
Again.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What was sent? just the unconscious Mudkip.
It's
But-
the Twitter tweet replies that are sending me.
However, James kind of stands and gestures. Well then, please enter our home and be welcome.
Appreciated. I just hope there's enough space for. I kind of look back, all of me.
There is.
Mhm.
It's deceptively large.
Is it bigger on the inside?
People have said so. I don't know
Hmm.
why they say that, but again. And he gestures and as Grimir, Skull, Niafta, and Valor, you all enter the hut. It is bigger on the inside, but that's because you realize that it's not a circular shape. It's an oval.
Mhm.
And so you guys were seeing just the one end of it, and it's built in such a way to be deceptively, like from that road you would never realize that it's an oval shape, and so you would never realize how big the house actually is unless you were to like surround it.
Mhm.
But as you enter, it's very simple. In fact, the floor isn't even a floor; it's still sand. And
Mhm.
The furniture is all wood and looks very homemade, with the only exception being the space for a indoor oven and chimney. The chimney is made of sandstone bricks again, and kind of built into the floor with stones and river rocks and other such things. Marahon moves over to a... You realize it's the bottom of a cannon that she has cannibalized to make into like a cauldron.
Okay.
I kind of look over to Grimir and I'm expecting to see a horrified look as a cannon has been dismembered and turned into something that isn't a cannon.
One small tear trickles down his cheek.
Yeah, that's expected.
And on the wall, you can see a map of the island, Valor, as James gestures. The map.
Ooh. And I kind of like pull out our standard map and I just start cartographing, recreating it.
This
Don't know if
island
that
is
helped that.
insanely small. It is 300 yards wide and about 350 yards long, in a rough kind of, not quite a circle, not quite a square. It definitely, this feels more like the tip of a mountain that's like just poking out from the ocean floor. And
Marahon, does this island have a name?
she seems to think, and then she replies, and James kind of frowns. Lost Feather is what she calls it. Mostly because everybody or everything seems to get lost here. Marahon has lived on this island most of her young adult life, ever since her family was shipwrecked here. She's the last of her ship and crew, and has not seen anyone since. This cannon, and he gestures to the cauldron, was actually on the ship that she was a part of when it sank. Though many chunks of it you can still find on this island. In fact, towards the northern end of the island, he actually points on the map, the main shipwreck is here, though there is nothing to plunder or loot.
I will agree with you.
Well, again, the pirates who attacked the ship and blew up most of it did manage to plunder it before letting the magazine explode and destroy the rest of it.
That is a cruel thing to do.
Indeed. But do not fear, Marahon earned her war feathers that day. Her people call them screaming eagles, and he gestures to a design in the wood where there's a bunch of eagle feathers around a open eagle's jaw, like maw, and it's screaming, and you can see lower are the talons of an eagle made out of sticks and twigs. And you can see 7 different strips of cloth. There's like an eye patch, a bandana, part of a boot, and he gestures. Apparently, these are mementos or pieces of her kills that she was able to collect.
Well, when they're trying to kill your entire family, go hard.
Marahun says it is the spirit of her great ancestors that imbued her with that strength to defeat so many. She is avid. She was a hunter for her people, wanting to go out and explore the world and see what there is to see. But she has never forgotten her roots and has taught me much about her particular tribe's ways, though a minority among even the Skyborn. not a lot of screaming eagles these days, or so she continues to call them.
Yes, right. I quickly recreate the map.
Cartographer's tools, querying. I'd let you go with wisdom this time.
Oh yes, the skill that I have. Cartographer's tools.
Presently,
Query
though,
wisdom.
he looks to you, Grimir. I must say, impressive work you have there on your back. My friend, Mr. Silver, would definitely be impressed with your craftsmanship.
Yep. It's pretty much the only thing I know how to do. And I'm kind of okay at it.
Kinda. Grimir, good sir, my good friend.
Yeah.
You are phenomenal at being a
Oh
cannoneer.
no, thanks, but that's okay. You don't have to flatter me. I know I'm just okay.
Grimir, speaking from experience,
yeah,
you are the only water dwarf that I know who is capable of wielding an entire cannon and not being fired 10 feet back every time they use it.
I'm the only water dwarf I know that I've seen shoot a cannon, so I think I agree with that.
So, by that logic, you are the best water dwarf cannoneer in the world that we know of.
I mean, come on, there's got to be... No. There's a better one.
Well, maybe, but until we meet them, you're at the top of the list. Accept the fucking compliment, you short stack.
No, I could do better. I'll get better too. So.
Where's Roan when you need it? Where's Roan when you need her?
Taking care of the other problem.
Taking care of a very tiny explosive.
It's a good cannon. I made a good cannon. I can make it better though. I'll make it better.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
Presently, though, Sandian kind of looks to you, Niafta. Well, I must say, your crew has quite the amazing story, and I imagine your story is just as equally interesting.
Yeah, you could tell. I guess. I just don't know how I ended up being the captain.
Because you were the best choice out of all of us, because no way in hell is anyone going to choose a 19-year-old bloodthirsty snake.
Yeah,
okay.
He eats people.
I do not eat people.
Oh.
I've never seen him eat people.
I do not eat snakes. I eat normal food like normal people. You give me a fucking sandwich, I'm going to eat the sandwich. Does it have to have snake meat? No. If it had snake meat, I might eat it, but I'll probably throw up.
Marahone, gives a series of, chirps, clicks, and screeches, and James just, I think it's close to cannibalism?
I am not a cannibal.
No, she's asking why you wouldn't eat snakes, because snakes are delicious.
For me, I kind of gesture to the entire snake trunk. It would be close to cannibalism.
That is exactly what I said.
He's a recovering cannibal. It's okay.
I am not a recovering cannibal.
I need to get going. You all have an amazing rest of the session.
Yep. See ya. But it's again Valor's story is getting more and more interesting as more and more people just give out false drops of information. But presently, James just kind of looks to you, Niafta.
It is confirmed that he has 2 penises.
He looks to you. Niafta. Well, your ship. Where are you bound for, if I might ask, of course?
Of character. Sorry, lost a piece of information. Oh, okay,
Right.
to Rachi.
Ah,
Mm-hmm. We're trying to sell to Rachi.
I see. Business with some of the trading houses, then.
One in particular.
Very likely, yeah.
Ah, well. Best of luck to you. Those houses are, well, they're quite something, I will admit. But again, they are, well, they are powerful and definitely worth trading with if you plan to do business in Varaki.
Exactly.
If you do have room on your ship, though, Marahun and I would be grateful to get off this island. Me mostly because while I enjoy Marahun's company, I do miss the wider world, and Marahun was interrupted in her travels. Of course, we would not ask this for free. I am something of a carpenter. I can't say I am the greatest hand at it, but as you can see, I built this hut and all of this furniture, so I think I could be called decent. So if you happen to need carpentry work on a ship. As for Marahun, she is a skilled hunter and can, well, swab a deck and do other things. I'm sure every ship could use a new deckhand.
Absolutely. Yeah, we can use all the need there is, not the need, all the help there is, and yeah, you are more than welcome to join, and we will take you out of this island.
Ah, thank you. Most generous of you. I do have a question, though. I will not be required to perform for any female crew members.
No.
I don't think so.
That particular thing actually ties into a very dark part of our ship's history.
Why would you sing for a lady?
That's not
wrong
the kind
performance.
That's the wrong kind of performance.
Why
know
would
what kind of
you
performance
play
that-
music for a lady?
Wrong
I know my
performance.
character's not here, but can someone please point out that
Why
my
would
character will
you-
most likely chop off his hands if he tries to touch her?
Why would you dance for a lady?
Grimir,
Sex,
I kind of
Grimir.
yeah. Thank you.
Huh?
Sex. I am asking
What's
if
that?
I would. That explains so very much. I do not have the book nor the flashcards. Marahun,
the
do you want
crayons.
to explain this one? And Marahun just like her feathers all fluff up, and she like looks away and goes to stirring the soup, not saying a damn thing.
Yeah, that's a conversation that nobody wants to have. I'll let you know that much. Grimir,
Why?
you know what? No, I'm not even gonna try.
Maybe one
Grimir,
day, if we go to the right
it's a-
places, we can see it happening.
Is it like singing?
No, it is
No,
not.
it is closer
It
to
is.
dancing.
It is closer to dancing, but in no way does it
I
involve
don't really
a
like
long
dancing.
list
I
of-
don't know if I'd like sex.
You
Yeah,
If you do it right, there's singing
I
involved.
figure.
hey.
You
Anyways,
wouldn't know.
James, the particulars behind that, considering there is only 3 female members of our five female members of our crew. Now, I keep forgetting, but yes, none of them are interested in that particular avenue, especially with a stranger.
No, he's right. There's 5.
I mentioned this just briefly, but it for one crew member in particular, it ties to the dark history of the ship.
Ah, well, good. I am glad. Again, that I only needed asked because I am a spoken format or half elf, so. And yes, I know my ears aren't pointed. Not every half elf has pointed ears.
Mm.
But I am spoken for these days.
So if you're married, you can't have sex?
You can have sex, just not with people other than the person you're married to.
Gramir, there's
You not dance with people if you're married?
Not with strangers, or not with people who are not your partner.
Yeah.
Gramir.
I don't know so much about dancing.
Yes, dancing, right. I think I'll have Cade take that conversation, because that is a conversation that I do not want to have, considering I have no experience in that particular avenue of anything.
Dancing is.
Niafta's sitting here thinking, did we have a betting pool going? I mean, we had one over whether or not you've got one or two, so, you know.
Yeah, well, that was the only one that I was aware of, so...
That's why I said, Niafta's sitting here going, did we have one for that?
Yeah, is it happening again?
No.
But,
I did not have a betting pool for this.
He nods. Very good. Well then, I have no objections, and would eagerly, wish to sail on your ship. Quite a strange name, the Vessi's Mercy. Was there a reason for that?
Previous captain's choice, but we needed to change the ship's name from when we commandeered it from a no-good, hard-R-ing, pillaging bastard of a pirate captain.
Ah, so a pirate captain. Got it.
I don't remember his name. One of our previous companions decided to put 3 arrows through his skull, and that was the end of him.
Sounds like he got just what he deserved. Well,
oh no, it was after the fact when we, lit his body on fire.
Still sounds like he got what he deserved. But frankly, I must admit that I am overjoyed to hear that. As for the dinner, it is nearly done, right, Marone? And she nods, and she then gives out a soft chirp, and he frowns. Ah, yes, well, allow me to excuse myself for a moment. I need to go visit the storage shed.
Mm-hmm.
And he walks outside, and kind of disappears for a moment, coming back like 10 minutes later with, you could generously call them bowls. Like, it's mostly you gather tin plates that he's literally just kind of forced the edges up even more to form kind of like a cup.
If you want, I could probably slither over to our ship and grab a couple.
No, it's fine. We haven't had need to break these out for a while. There did used to be a few more, but some people, well, don't stay around, and, well, our last visitor was a druid a few druids, who happened to be passing by. No one stays on Lost Feather for long except for Marahun and myself.
It's high time that you guys managed to get off this island.
It would indeed be lovely to do so. But do be careful if you, as we travel the seas, I would endeavor to stick clear of the Black Rose. After all, she is quite the vicious pirate, and she only spares females, so do be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, based on what you're telling us and what we have heard from previous members of that crew, if it comes across us, it's gonna be a fight to the death.
I imagine so. Captain Amelia is not exactly what anyone would call merciful. After all, her exiling of that poor boy. Poor Mako. He didn't deserve the fate he got.
Oh, you know Mako too.
Oh, um, wait, did Mako survive?
Oh, yes, he is actually doing well these days. He's actually part of a ship that's undergoing a very extravagant experimental test flight.
Hmm, I see. And he walks over to an improvised bookshelf and pulls out another book and picks up his quill and begins to scribble. And as he does, I see. So, Mako survived his ordeal. Well, I am quite impressed.
And he's now a captain of his own ship.
Ah, indeed. Brilliant. And
I don't remember what the ship was called, but he is a captain.
wonderful. And what of his companion who was sent away as well, Miss Olivia Saldana?
His nurse?
Mm, I'm afraid I do not know. But no.
Oh yes, Olivia. She is, of course, still. I remember her now. She was one of the crew members of his ship.
Ah, she survived too. How wonderful. Last I saw them, they were on a dinghy that was sinking.
Oh,
And
they made
there
it.
was quite a few sharks in the water.
They must have made it to shore. Mako does go by a nice little moniker nowadays.
Hmm.
Mako Tidal Wave was, I believe, the title he goes by.
Ah, that was not his name before. His former name was Mako Tea Leaf. He was of House Tea Leaf, a merchant house from Vodari. And, well, frankly, didn't want to go to his arranged marriage to one Arissa Hemlock, now known as Arissa Rose, daughter of Captain Amelia Rose.
Yeah, I can't imagine why Mako might have gotten exiled.
Indeed, though that is a long story. But again, I am glad that Mako and Olivia survived. After all, being put in a dinghy on shark-infested waters and that dinghy sinking during their ordeal, well, frankly. Again, it is this incident that got me shipwrecked or marooned here on this island.
I imagine there was some things that she wanted said instead of exiled with no chance of survival.
Oh, she didn't... The exact wording. And he pulls out another book from the bookshelf. Captain Amelia Rose is one of the most ruthless captains, even to victims of circumstance. After an unfortunate misunderstanding with Mako's former family and the prearranged marriage that the captain ended up saving her daughter from, and now learning that Mako was the intended groom, she has decided that he is guilty of collusion and has sentenced him and a, well, quote-unquote traitor, Olivia Saldana, to a merciless death by putting them in a dinghy that is not fit for sailing and chumming waters to attract the denizens of the deep to do away with them. Even over the objections of John Silver and myself, this course of action was deemed appropriate, necessary for, and I quote, traitors who have the nerve to lie to my face. End quote.
Yeah, the downside is I don't think Mako ever lied to. I believe he mentioned that he was just never asked.
Again, we picked up Mako drift in a dinghy, the very same dinghy we sentenced to, well, the captain sentenced him to die in. We had found him after days of his starving, apparently. He had been stuck on the ocean for some time. Apparently he had hopped aboard the first ship away from Vodari after not wanting to be betrothed. He then stole a dinghy when that ship came into sight of land. However, we were in the process of taking another ship, and he decided to get too close. And, well, he was caught, and c'est la vie, the more's the merrier. Frankly, it didn't take long for the beast to find him once he got aboard our ship. And, well, the poor man. Oh, boy, at that age. He sailed with us for 5 years. This was 2 years after my tender and my work had started. Yes, no, quite. Horrible. Frankly, atrocious and horrific. I don't blame the kid for leaving, though from what he told me, he was captured when we made port in Valedo, and brought to Vodari to face the music of his father and his family. Quite the story. But again, I sadly have not had time to sit and write his biography. I only recorded it as, again, I interviewed him as part of the Rose biography. And you realize he's got like 12.5 books chilling on his homemade bookshelf, and you realize that they're all biographies or stories, or they're all his own writings. But it does seem like he is a biographer. He writes stories of interesting people and places.
Well, at least you got quite a few tales to tell.
Indeed.
And if you ever feel like catching up with Mako, he's last we saw, he was in Zeleni.
It's good enough to know that he lives. Though I do know that the Rose lost quite a few members over his treatment. And, well, it was not a good time after. But, again, hence why I'm marooned here. Marahun, like, holds up a winged hand and claw, and she puts a hand to her mouth as she looks up to the ceiling. And that is when you hear the wind getting truly intense. Roan and Scram, you guys just make it onto the ship as Cade shouts, "Bring the sail in! Quick! Tie it down! Tie it down!"
What do we do?
You get below deck. You!
Okay.
He points to Roan. Grab that there! And he shows you a line where Mo and Curly are struggling.
Yep, got it.
And as you grab, and with the three of you, it's easy, especially you, being as strong as you are. You haul it and pull the mainsail up and are able to tighten it down as Cade looks. And he looks out to the Rage, and you can see a water spout has formed off the coast of this island. And it is now starting to rain heavily as lightning and thunder have started to crackle in the sky. And Cade just kind of looks at you. Is the captain and all them going to be safe wherever you guys were?
They are in a hut that a maroon pirate / author built with his bare hands. They say that they are going to be safe, but they are inside the tree line. They will have some breaking. I tried to tell them the ship was safe. I did try.
Well, guess if they're not back tomorrow, we'll send the search party once the storm clears and get everything else. Aurora, get down from there.
Dinner ready yet?
On my way. Yeah, Octavia's got it going.
Okay, cool. I'll tell the kid.
About to say, they're like, did Ara just say no?
No, I'm on my way. And she's
Honestly,
she just like fireman slides down the mast. And
splinters on her hands.
No, they're usually pretty well oiled and waxed, actually, to prevent it from splitting from the exposure to salt water.
Alabama.
But
I'm not a coastal person.
With that, the massive storm arrives, and who knows what it brings. Wahahahaha.
'Twas foretold, 'twas foretold.
Indeed. But with that, we shall end today's session, as next time we shall see exactly what this storm brings.
Chaos,
Anyway.
bloodshed, and hopefully.
Of course, I could not do this without my fantastic cast of characters, and while I do my absolute best, they are the ones who make it something truly spectacular. So, allow me to introduce them. Of course, we have, immediately to my right, my brother, Mr. David, playing Grimir, our Orin dwarf, our sea dwarf cannoneer.
I don't know what sex is, but it doesn't sound that fun.
And
That is so hilarious for so many reasons. Just, I'm dying here. We then, of course, have my lovely sister Ivy playing Roan, our Selkie Wild Seas barbarian.
I didn't get halberd today.
Yes, you did not get to Halberd today.
No, you got to be a mother to a Selkie.
It's not nearly as much fun as smashing people's heads in.
I mean,
Said
there is
every
that.
mother ever.
Maybe you can halberd the lightning next session.
Yeah!
Well,
Ooh, you want to
hopefully
place bets on?
somebody-
No, Mako's not here anymore. Can't place bets anymore.
Directly beneath me, we have the lovely Laura playing Niafta, our bard captain of the Vessi's Mercy.
I am not trusting this James guy very much. I don't know if I should, but I don't know if there's something sketchy about him.
Well, if you guys fall down because you were poisoned, I'll let you know.
Next, we have Mr. Emil playing our very sad boy Selkie, and Council Warlock.
Is it sad? I don't know. I think the hermit crab's pretty cool.
That was perfect for him.
And at
I need
last,
to give him a name.
Krabby.
No.
That's a perfect
Mr.
name.
Krabs.
Shut the fuck up, Vex.
Are you
Krabby.
feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
Krabbiest the Mighty.
Both of y'all need to go back to the creativity board.
I still say Krabbiest the Mighty, but you know what? Whatever. And last but certainly not least is Mr. Vex playing Valor Wakewalker, our paladin Naga.
Well, what can you do except babysit the pirates?
Oh, you know.
Visit the pirates.
And of
I'm
course,
very proud of you
That's what
for
I'm
not
here for.
insulting Graham's pants today, though.
Wait, he was wearing pants?
yes, Scram wears pants. What?
I hope I wear pants. I draw him in pants, at least.
And I,
So
of
I was
course,
proud of you for not making fun of the pants.
Like,
And
I've drawn him a few times.
That was the joke.
Oh.
And
It went
I-
over my head.
no, a lot of things do. You are short. But anyway,
Yeah, exactly.
and I am your Master of the Seas, Dr. John Wolfenstein. And until next time, please stay healthy, my
Remember
friends.
to take your meds.
Yep.
Yeah.